back to TurnipBomb. I just got that thing, whatever, the spirit orb, I guess they're called. So now we got all 4, and so we can finally graduate from the Great Plateau to the great unknown of the entire freaking map all at once, which is pretty wild. The game's about to open up, like, exponentially. Excuse me. And I'm still sick, so that's super fun. Was he yelling at me? Oh, here he is. Yep, we got the thing. It's like, cool. Oh yeah, so then we gotta meet him where if an X intersects if you drew an X, like lines from all the shrines. I'll save you some time. It's at the Temple of Time. It's pretty much the only thing the Temple of Time exists for. Because, like, yeah, see, it's like cross. They all, like, lead to it. Oh, shit. Let's go over to this. Yeah, like, I was kind of bummed that the Temple of Time doesn't have more going on inside it. Because, like, it's one of the first things you find, and you're like, oh my god, like, the ruins of the famous Temple of Time. Like, you know, most kids have played, you know, Ocarina of Time, or even Twilight Princess. Like, I think it's the Twilight Princess Temple of Time. But, you know, it's kind of cool that they put that in for us, but then it's like you never like see it really do anything. You just kind of go, they play a cutscene there, and that's kind of it, which I was sort of bummed. I was hoping that, like, at the end of the game, maybe if you went there, you could do something. Like, all that's really there is there's a thing you can pray to or whatever to do the shrines. You take your shrines and or the shrine orb things you win from going to the whatever is the shrines. What are they called? I can't remember. There's little shrine or spirit dealies, whatever we got. You take those and then you oh shit. I love that when it breaks you just completely eat shit. Alright. So, like, oh yeah, there's like a thing here. So yeah, so like that's Temple Time, and it's like, you know, a legendary place, and then they just don't do anything with it. It's just a pray thing, so you can, like, upgrade your stamina or health or whatever, which is, like, super handy, of course. But yeah, I don't know, it was just kind of like, oh, that's it. Ooh, rusty sword. Oh, I must have something I can toss for that. Well, this is kind of weak. Yeah. Oh, I can blow that up. Sweet. God, I'm really excited to get that that sail, because I use that constantly to get around. So not having it, even just for the tiniest of jumps, like, it's just becomes such a reflex when you're playing this game to, like, take it out. So it's like, it's really weird not having it. Oh man, this game's so pretty. I'd love to one day when I get a Switch, you know, rebuy it, of course, because it's worth it. But, like, I don't know, I can't imagine it can be that much prettier than this. From what I've seen of, like, you know, trailers and things. Did I get everything over here? It just doesn't look, oh man, that broke really easy. There's a whole steak in that thing. It just doesn't look that much, like, better. It's not like your usual next-gen experience where you, like, turn on a game and you're like, holy shit, and then, like, you know, a few years later it'll start to degrade, you know. But, like, I don't know, the Switch, like, resolution-wise isn't really, like, groundbreaking. It's just kind of like, oh, this looks nice. Like, I'm pretty sure the resolution of the Switch itself, like the little screen, is the same as this gamepad that I have in my hands. So it's like, you know, is that really much of an upgrade? You know, it's kind of weird that they didn't, like, go, you know, crazy with it. But I guess to keep costs down, they, you know, They like to do that usually. They let Sony and Xbox go crazy with prices because their machines are always like $500 or whatever when you first get them. I was so afraid that these were gonna like come to life the first time I came through here, but they're all dead, which is great. So yeah, see that's glowing. That's because I have 4 of the shrine dealies, and so then that's the technical term. So I'm gonna go, and I think I'm gonna get stamina because that is typically the better thing to do. Or maybe I don't know. Yeah, let's do stamina. Or for the first one, maybe I'll do hearts because I don't want to. I know the area just after this like kicks your ass. The game kind of does that. Like as soon as you leave the Great Plateau, it's like, oh well, you're in the shit now. So yeah, typically like I would recommend at least with the way I play it to upgrade the stamina the most. But when I first played it, I was just doing them back and forth. Like it was like, oh excuse me. I was doing it so it was like heart then stamina, heart then stamina. Oh, he's up on the roof. I like climbed the entire building the first time. I didn't realize there's like a ladder right over here. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, so like the stamina is definitely like the better thing because you spend like 90% of the game climbing, and so you know, having more stamina is definitely helpful, but you know, you can cook stuff to like get more or whatever. And so same with hearts with food. You can get like different foods that'll like give you temporary hearts, which is nice. It's a really cool concept like that. Like you don't need to be crazy like strong to take on bosses and stuff, because if you just cook the right food, then you're kind of set. And I think that's really cool. That's a great way to keep it balanced and so that you can always go anywhere at any time, because I did the Gerudo place first when I played it, and that's seemingly story-wise feels like the last place. So it's like it's kind of interesting that like you can just go to wherever you want. He was the king of Hyrule. Oh my god, what a shock. He was the last leader of Hyrule. Wow. Well, a lot of good you did, man. Super Ghost Man. He's got a honking belt buckle. He looks like a world champion or something. God. So now we get to just watch a little movie. Excuse me. Oh my god. His life was taken away from him. I love it if he did tell Link all this immediately, and he's just like, oh god, like it's too much. He's freaking out. You're not ready. You've done 4 shrines. You're good. Now we get to find out what happened 100 years ago, and also get used to hearing that 100 years ago thing, because they talk about it quite a bit. It's almost like The Last Airbender or something, where like they're always like, oh man, the 100-Year War, and 100 years ago, 100 years ago. It's like, why is it exactly 100 years ago? It's destiny, I guess. This drawing I do not get. Like, it's even on the load screen of the game when you boot it up, and like the guy on the right, who's supposedly the hero or whatever, like he's Link, I guess. He looks nothing like Link. Like the one on the left at least looks sort of Zelda-ish. It's like she looks like a mermaid or something, but like it's like at least a girl. But like the thing on the right looks like Ganon. Like it looks like a pig man. And I was so confused by that. I like the stuff they build up here of like all the different like peoples that like we're all working together to create these like robots that were just like ancient. They're like buried beneath the ground, like the Transformers or something, and like unearthed later. And it's such a neat idea of the ancient technology. That's the camel. The Gerudo champion pilots the camel. I think Yeah, I think this game does such a good job of building the world and like pulling you in of like, oh, this is so interesting, and like, oh, like it made me want to uncover more and like remember what all happened and everything. Like it's pretty wild. That's a gorgeous shot too, that last one. All the cool champions being badass. Except for Rivali, the freaking bird guy. He's such a D-bag. You'll see what I mean. He just seems like a giant prick. Zelda. The way it floats around is so goofy looking. He's so cunning with the way he circles the building. Or his being does, I guess. I find it weird that of all things he can take the shape of, he decides to become a pig man. Uh-oh. All the Terminators are waking up. They're so relentless, like the way they like quickly crawl at you and like murder you, it's just, they're terrifying. Like later you can get strong enough to handle them and it's alright, but like look at that. Oh my god, they're so freaky. Big like Dalek spiders, like they're terrifying. They're so powerful. Zelda. She's so brave. I really like what they did with her character in this game. As we uncover the story more, you'll see what I mean. Like she just has so much of a burden from her, you know, her whole, like the world. Like they all think she has to be this person to save the world, and it's like that's a lot to put on, you know, some young girl. And like it's really interesting to see her like struggle with that, because like you haven't really got to see that in previous games before. She's kind of just like, you saved me, now let's finish him off, and like that's sort of it. Be cool if in the Shrine of Resurrection or whatever it was called, that they like had like an Austin Powers-esque like unfreezing sequence. Just like, now draining your bladder. Oh god, excuse me. I'm super sick and it's not fun. And now I gotta go save the world. It's like, oh, who wants to do that when they're sick? Oh my god, get to it already. This is probably the longest sequence in the whole thing. They thankfully keep it brief usually with their little scenes. It's not like a Metal Gear Solid game or something. I will. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll go to Kakariko and do the stuff the game wants us to do for a bit, but then I definitely want to go off track and do some different stuff. But it's a wise idea to go that way currently, so we'll do it. He had one good tip. Paraglider, sweet. Da-na-na-na. Ding! And now our new quest to defeat Ganon. You must save Hyrule. Oh. Destroy Ganon, new objective. Yay! Stuff. That's a good bow. And whee! Now the game is like 10,000 times easier because you can just fly around. It's so good. It's such a handy way to travel. And next time on TurnipBomb, we'll be leaving the Great Plateau and diving off to the great unknown.